if it was like a Make-A-Wish kid that wanted to wait at the front of the
With
line?
me? He wanted to ride with me?
What if it was LeBron's Make-A-Wish kid? What would you do?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to an interesting discussion. Sometimes I'm Haran. I'm back with the boys. We got Tarun, Harsha, and Christian. And yeah.
That's it. That's the end
We
of the
hope you guys
episode.
enjoyed.
Sorry, I it was an awkward pause because this episode that we're about to have is kind of just
Great.
random, a random update of things that are happening in our lives. But it should be interesting, should be fun. So please stick around. We're going to talk. Oh, first off, we're going to start with Harsha giving us a lecture on a surprise topic that we actually have no idea what it's going to be about.
Well,
so.
no, that's not true. He did tell us like 4 weeks ago, but I have no
It's
idea
not
what the
that.
fuck it was. Oh,
Yeah, it changed.
Whatever I
It
said,
changed.
it's not
It's
that.
evolved. It's fluid. It's fluid. The list is fluid.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Slow down, Simon.
We're also going to talk about a recent trip we went to a theme park nearby.
And a whole lot more.
And a whole lot more, exactly. Thank you, Harsha. But Harsha, you want to take it away with your surprise lecture? Oh, I guess we should mention that we're kind of continuing a series where I think I started this like a long time ago now.
About 6 months ago.
About 6 months ago, back when I was at Stanford, and then Trun gave a lecture as well more recently. So now it's Harsha's turn. So Harsha, take it away.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming to my lecture.
What's the title?
What's the thesis?
I didn't give it a title yet. But so what I told these guys I would talk about like last time was sports betting, just because I thought I needed to talk about it. I thought I needed to say it in that last episode to fill up time, and I was like, that's the only thing I can talk about without doing any research. But now that I had a couple of weeks, I was like, let me actually like learn something myself too.
Okay.
I recently changed jobs. I work in like a more crypto facing company. So I learned I want to talk to you guys a little bit about crypto and how things are going. I don't know if you guys have heard, but maybe a month or two ago now, like there's something that happened called the Ethereum merge. People know about that?
No.
I'm not aware.
No. Tarun, you're nodding your head.
Yeah, but I want to hear you explain it.
Yeah. So what's
Wait, that
your
two
idea?
separate words that you just said, or
Ethereum, yeah, is one
Okay.
word, and the merge is the other one. So Ethereum
I know
is
what
like,
they mean separately, but not together.
not together yet.
yeah. So basically, if you just Google that, what you'll get is that they changed their consensus mechanism from proof of work to proof of stake. So that's just a whole lot of like, what the fuck does that mean? So let's try to break it down a little bit.
Ooh.
So I'll start with an analogy. Okay, so you remember New York in the Roaring '20s back then? You know, the city was bustling. Okay, and then as more people come into the city, the pollution goes up, and then so does the cost of living. So that's like how Ethereum was running on a proof of work system. So proof of work, what it means is like there's miners who solve like these complex cryptographic puzzles, and then that require. Wait, what?
I don't agree with child labor.
What do you mean by minors, sir?
Oh, MINERS.
Oh. Not as hot.
Like, yeah. Like,
Not as hot.
So that stuff, it requires a lot of electricity to do. So like some people, like hardcore people that like try to get this crypto, they have like big setups in their house. So that, yeah, it's bad for the environment. So if we're going back to that city analogy, the people in the city are people like you and me just transacting daily. And then that also causes like the network, the Ethereum like blockchain network to be congested because of, a lot of high volumes. And then as a result, users pay higher transaction fees for the coins that they buy and sell.
Wait,
so
with more, like if the network's more busy, the transaction fee goes up?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, the problems come with like scalability and sustainability and stuff. So basically the incentive of proof of work is basically if you have a system with a really strong system, so something with like a high hashing power, then you're going to be rewarded with the next like block on the blockchain basically. So what people do is they come together with mining pools. So they all pool their like mining setups together, and then they'll win obviously, and then whatever like money they get off that, they split it amongst the people. So then like rich people who have like these like high infrastructure mining setups or whatever, they would obviously like win that. And also if you can come together with with people that own like 51% of like the power or whatever, then you're obviously just going to get it every single time. So yeah, a bunch of problems. So they changed from proof of work to proof of stake, which is something a little bit different. So that's where everyone like competes with each other. It's not necessarily like just who has like the strongest setup, and there's no mining involved. So instead of mining, it's more people that are called validators. So basically they put in a stake or a security deposit, and then based on how high their security deposit is, they'll get like the next transaction.
Like an open bid kind of?
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you able to see other, I don't know, derailing? Are you able to see other people's, okay.
I don't think so. But it's linearly correlated. So, for example, you have one person that puts in 100 and another person that puts in 1,000. Then the 1,000 person has a 10 times more likely to get it. Yeah. So it's an election process. So it's more like democratic, and also it's harder for somebody to kind of have a monopoly on the system. So that's like the high level overview of what just happened. So I think it's a pretty big deal because it makes crypto like more sustainable in the future, and it's like better for the environment. So I think it's like, and it's more decentralized, which is the whole point of the whole thing.
Can I grill you on a couple crypto questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so funnily enough, due to my new job, which we'll also talk about at some point in this podcast, I happened to listen to the founder of FTX today. He came and spoke at our annual meeting thing. He spoke for about like 25, 30 minutes. And like one of the things he was talking about was what you just said about the decentralization of everything. Our CEO asked him, he was like, so because it's a digital currency, right? There's no like, you can base it anywhere, right? And so he's like, where is like your home location? He was like, okay, we have 2 different locations. So FTX operates in like 200 countries. And so he has the US as one home. He's at like Miami. And then he has the Bahamas as the other home. And the Bahamas home technically just deals with everything that isn't the US. Because it's a big thing to get into. Is it the regulatory differences between the US and all the other countries in the world are so grand that it just makes more sense to deal with the US things on their own, and then have each country, instead of having a home in each country across the world, all the other countries outside of the US all have similarities to how they're regulated. And so one of the things he didn't really answer was like how to become sustainable. So I turn that over to you. What do you think are good methods of trying to turn these token systems or whatever into like nothing's going to be a sure thing in the world of finance, but like realistic?
Yeah, I don't know if that's something that is kind of up to us, but
yeah, maybe not your job, like, or like where you work. I mean, like just kind of like how you'd approach it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but like one of the things is like that would make it last longer, just if it becomes more widely accepted as a traditional form of payment in finance. So was something that they actually announced yesterday. There's this Financial Accounting Standards Board that said that companies should use fair value accounting for measuring Bitcoin and other crypto assets. So basically what that means is it would allow companies to report losses and gains immediately and treat the assets like traditional like financial assets like the dollar and like the pound and stuff. So because before they were considered digital assets, that means companies only had to report them like once a year. But now that they can just report them as like losses and gains, like as the market changes and stuff, it'll make it easier for more companies to adopt crypto as their like financial base for things.
Haran, say something.
This is really out of my realm of knowledge, but I wanted to comment because he said he was familiar of what Harsha is talking about, so I wanted to see if he can validate everything Harsha just laid out.
Haran, you should make a semen coin.
Do you want him to say that again?
That's all I have to add here.
Fantastic. So I guess with this news, Harsha, does that give you more trust in that your job will be safe for the next few years?
My job's fine. Yeah, I don't think it's a huge deal because my company doesn't just do like crypto stuff. So if the crypto market is down, then obviously some parts of a business are down, and they like don't hire as many people. But there's other parts of the business that are still pretty good. Something interesting I found about like the proof of work thing. So Bitcoin still uses proof of work, unlike Ethereum. So like this was maybe last year, but the amount of like watt hours of electricity used in this like system is like 54 trillion watt hours for Bitcoin, which is like the equivalent of like powering 5 million houses in the US.
Oh my God.
So as more like networks transition to over this, you'll see like greater results.
Can you take a step back and like, I guess I sort of understand, I guess kind of like the marketplace of digital stuff a little bit better now from my job, but like, how does one mine, right? Because I feel like 5 years ago, I heard about these people like doing all of this digital, like, I do data mining and like stuff like that. So like, what is that process like? How do you go about it?
I think like for this type of stuff, you just have like a bunch of CPUs running algorithms. So each network has like their own sort of algorithm to do this type of thing. So it just runs that, and like they said, it was something about like solving these like crazy puzzles that we can't do by hand. So like computer has to do it. So if you just have like more computing power, then you'll be at an advantage when you're trying to mine.
That's why computer graphics cards are extremely expensive nowadays. Like NVIDIA, that's why their stock went up throughout COVID, is because everyone kept on buying them so that they can mine Bitcoin and shit.
Interesting.
But it's a problem because when you think of cryptocurrency, right? Like it's essentially like another form of a dollar or another form of a pound and all that stuff, right? But people invest in it like it's a stock, right? In the fact that they believe in it long term and it'll go up and whatever. The problem is it's volatile, and it's like when I go to the pizza shop, when I go to Papa John's, I'm not buying it with I'm not buying it with like a stock of Apple. I'm buying it with dollars. You know what I mean? So the problem is like when people spend however much electricity, unsustainable shit, and like all this money on compute power for something that can change in price, it just becomes super inefficient and worse for the environment. Like, if Bitcoin was $60,000, then, for every kilowatt hour that you spend running your GPU or your computer to solve these like complex math equations, like your return on investment is higher. But then if the Bitcoin price is like 10K, that's like, a sixth. And so you're spending way more money to make less, And it's worse for the environment even then. So,
right.
And the problem with Bitcoin is like the less there are, the harder these equations become, basically. Or the chance of solving these equations. So it only exponentially grows, like however much like money you can spend. So at that point, I think that's probably why Ethereum kind of made that change from proof of work.
Yeah, other things companies are doing is like not just supporting like these regular cryptocurrencies, but they also issue stable coins, which are like backed by like actual like financial assets like the dollar. So this just allows you to basically digitize a dollar and then you'll be able to like transact with it faster. Because some of the problems right now, like for example, if you own your own brokerage account today and you try to like sell a stock on it, you don't sell it right away. You have to wait for the market to open the following day. It has to hit a certain price, and like usually it takes like 2 days for you to get your like money. Like your money's not tied up anymore. So that's why like even without just regular old cryptocurrency, like with these stable coins and more things like that, like it'll just be allowed to have more financial freedom that way, and it's less risky.
What I feel like is crazy is like I feel like all throughout COVID, I was hearing about NFTs and Web3 and all that shit. And as soon as like the crypto market dropped, like all those people disappeared.
Yeah.
Completely. And I feel like that shows that people aren't ready to adopt this technology as like mainstream just yet.
Yeah,
I believe in it really like I believe in the long term. Like it'll 100%, 100,000,000% happen in our lifetime. But I think as of right now, it's just not stable enough to be a global currency, even though it's better in almost every way and imaginable.
Yeah, I think one of the major problems with crypto and like most digital forms of payment is that it has so many more like privacy and like safety issues. I feel as though like it's easier to like, I don't know, like not hack, but commit like a financial crime with a digital asset than it is like, yes, like sometimes federal banks like lose a shit ton of money through pirate or like somebody hacking into their system. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm not saying it doesn't happen with like regular federal currency, but I think it has a much higher risk in like these like, I'm just gonna call them hackers because I don't know what the better term for them. People don't have the protections for those things because like it's such an unknown period. I guess it's such an unknown, right? Like you don't know what you can do with it at this point. And so it's easier to like manipulate that into like phishing somebody or I don't know, stealing like stealing a Bitcoin when we were in high school was like losing like 40 cents, right? Or something like that. And now is what, like a couple $1,000 or a few or more than that, or anyway, what is that, like 100,000% increase in like the last 8 years or so. So I don't know. I think I'm not I don't have a good picture of it yet, so I can't really make a determination on its long-term feasibility. But I know that if a lot of these governments are doing research and they're backing it, I mean, certain governments can be trusted and some can't with their financial freedom. But I think it's a lot to be seen about like where this can go, because if we turn into a fully digital like infrastructure like across the world, I don't know what that would look like. I'm not saying it would be bad. I'm just, to think of a world like that would be like so different. One of the other things that I heard about these people talking this week, and this doesn't just have to do with digital finance, is like, Harsha, you were talking about like sustainability and like that sort of thing. And a lot of these like people with a lot of like influence always talking about like, oh, green and like going green, right? Or going from brown to green, which is a big deal in the financial industry. And like ESG and like all this other like these buzzwords that people use. And the main problem that they talk about is that people always say like go green, and everybody like commits to being green, but they don't care about like the means to the end. Like they don't care about making an action to go green. They just want like, you leave work on Friday and then when you go to work on Monday, you're a green company. Like they don't care about the process. And they don't pay attention to the process. They'll like make commitments like, oh yes, by like 2035, we commit to have like all this decarbonization or whatever. And then like everybody loves you because you
think it would just be like an immediate change. They're not thinking about the whole process. Yeah.
So I don't know enough to say how, like, that's why I asked you the sustainability question, is that crypto and digital finance, to go sustainable, like you said, you have to reduce pretty much your like raw electricity, right? And so I guess the way that you were saying it, how Ethereum did it, was like the main way to make that transition of what would you call it?
I think in this case, like sustainability is like means two different things. Like one is for sure the environment, but also just like sustainable for the actual industry and the actual financial asset as well. Because if it uses too much power, then even if it is harming the environment, but it's just going to be harming itself because the cost of mining or cost of getting these coins or like talking to the blockchain is just going to be too much. And about like financial security, like I think like there's fraud in regular financial institutions as well. I think there are some benefits to crypto where it can be more secure, just because you have to have the specific, like the blockchain network is just like a puzzle. So you need to have the specific like piece of the puzzle to fit into whatever. So I think in some cases it's good. But yeah, like, and the way that they use NFTs, like with all that ape shit, like not like the boring ape stuff, like I don't think that's the right form of it. I think there could be some actual good uses of it, like maybe with contracts and stuff, but like I think having it as a picture is stupid.
Yeah, I think the token market is just like this part of digital infrastructure and digital finance that just like, I guess more that's what I was thinking of when I said about like there's so much unknown and so much misuse of all this shit, because like this could just be a Twitter headline, so it's probably incorrect, but like, do you see the thing about Logan Paul? He bought like an NFT that was worth like $600K or something like that last year, like pretty much a year ago, and now it's worth like $5.
That's pretty sad.
I feel like for the most part though, like people that profited off NFTs are the same ones that are paying the price now, because they were the rich ones to begin with. Because like to buy a Bored Ape or like all these hype ass whatever all that shit like NFTs are, like you got to pay a few $1 million or whatever, and you get access to like this exclusive club where all the rich people that buy these Bored Apes, get added to like a fucking Discord server or whatever. But that's just some stupid shit. Like there's no real utility in them. I feel like in this next generation, whatever that may be, of like NFTs, like it'll actually have some sort of utility, like Harsha was saying, where I don't know, like you can buy like concert tickets from it, and it's like easier to sell them to like other fans, or like you get some incentives for owning multiple pieces or like multiple tickets. Like if you go to multiple concerts of a same artist, you get like, if you buy 10 tickets, maybe you get like a VIP pass, and they can verify that very clearly, Yeah. Like, I don't know, there's a bunch of cool shit you could do with it. I just think because it was so early, people were just treating it like a cash grab, and I mean, fairly so. Like if you fell for that, you fell for that. You know what I mean? But like that's what people are making it out to. That's why fucking Kim Kardashian was tweeting out like NFTs left and right. Like she knew what the fuck was going on when she didn't. She just got paid like a couple $1 million to tweet out like, "Hey yo, go buy like Fishcoin or some shit." Yeah. It's like once it becomes a legit market, like that people are used to, then you're not going to see all these dumbass fuckers falling for Kim Kardashian's Fishcoin.
Yeah. What I was thinking when you were saying that is that like, how do you get to that? I mean, nobody here has the answer, I don't think. But how do you get to that level of like normality without it being like governmentally like run? Because when you say like, oh, it's verifiable, like to me that means like you have to tie it, like in the US case, like you have to tie it to like your social security number, like how we do for credit or something like that. I mean, there's obviously a shit ton of credit fraud, so it's not safe 100% of the time. But what kind of regulation would there have to be that isn't governmental? I mean, like I said, I don't think we have the answer to that, but can there be a regulatory commission that isn't run by the governments of the world? Or does it have to be federally operated? Who knows? Not us.
I think it depends, because like even in the US, like different states have different regulatory requirements.
Yeah.
So it's tough to have like one overarching solution to this.
I also feel like because of like it's decentralized, right? Doesn't that mean that if I wanted to verify that Harsha bought 10 concert tickets, I could do it, even though I'm not like an organization? Isn't that what that means, kind of, Harsha?
I don't know, because I thought like only the seller can verify, right? What you bought from them, like based on like a key or whatever.
Wait, you're saying you can access anyone's purchase history? Is that what you're saying?
Like I don't know about access, if access is the best word, but I feel like it's almost like it's no, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't think I know enough about what I'm talking about to say, but I just feel like the government's not the only way to verify someone's transactions, right? But it might also not be just up to like the creator of the currency or the actual asset.
Yeah.
That is able to verify. And I could be totally wrong about that, but yeah.
Yeah. My last point on this is like going back to what the FTX guy was talking about is where like in order to make a transaction in a market, like you have to go through like legal loopholes to even like operate. I'm not saying that's like the way, that's not the same thing that I'm talking about. I'm just thinking about how like there's not going to be a singular global market, right, that regulates everything. But how can you like get around those loopholes when it comes to financial transactions that are digital? So that he was talking about, that's why they had like what I was telling you about before, the regulatory things, how the US is so different from the other 199 countries they operate in, is that they have like one office that focuses on the US stuff and then the other office that focuses on like the rest of the world at once. And just trying to like bridge that gap so that there's kind of like one universal policy. I don't know if that's the right way of thinking about it, but I'm also just regurgitating words. So
another thing I forgot to mention about like the proof of stake thing, where you put in a security deposit and then you can approve transactions that come. Mm-hmm. So like when you decide that you're not going to be like a node on the network anymore and you're like done, you do get your security deposit back, but only after people verify that you haven't approved any fraudulent transactions. So that's one way that they can make sure.
Is that everybody who's like transactions you verify, or how do you like? It's obviously not like a review system where, I mean, at that point, like if you verified somebody's false transaction, they're not going to be like, oh yes, I made a false transaction, and so I'm going to report him. You know?
Yeah, I don't actually know who decides that a transaction is fraudulent. I just know that they don't get their money back.
Wow. We had an adult discussion.
That was good, Harsha. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up.
Of course. And I also learned 95% of this today. So if I got anything wrong, listeners, just, I don't know anything either. Thank you.
Well, they're going to be a week in advance. So, news changes. News is fluid.
Yeah. This is an ever-growing industry.
Yeah, the market actually is probably going to fuck off tomorrow and like die. So
if you're listening to this in 2064 and cryptocurrency is like the main currency now,
give us all all your money.
yeah leave a comment on our Instagram post if you're in 2064.
Yeah, send a token through whatever
through Anchor FM. Anchor FM will be sending
dude, Anchor FM gonna be fucking rooted in the dead bottom of the sea.
Hey, chill.
But speaking of Anchor, let's take an ad.
Speaking of going as something, what do you guys want to be for Halloween?
Okay, I want to get all right, so just for some context, Harsha's being stupid and going as a couple costume with his fiance or whatever. And then
what are you guys doing?
For like the 6th year in a row.
Why would I stop?
Ew, you want to said no man ever.
Let her go.
I've heard Harsha say
let her
that to
go
me before.
Let her go something else as like with her girlfriend or like another guy or something. Why does it gotta be you?
You want to do a couple costume with Amrita? Is that what you're saying? Is that your sly way of asking him?
Harsha, would you be mad if she was like Jasmine and then some other dude like her friend when it's Aladdin?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because we already did it too, and I probably did it better than him.
What if it was like...
He said I did it better than him.
Yeah, because he has...
He actually did it. Yeah, he actually did it. Harsha looked insane. Like, not anymore. No.
Yeah, it was all Photoshop.
What if it's Timon and Pumbaa? And your girlfriend is Pumbaa.
Oh my god!
Your fiance is Pumbaa.
Okay, I'm cutting this off, bro. You're digging yourself a hole. So yeah, Harsha's going as a couple costume, and then
wait, what costume are you guys doing?
For the podcast? That's a good question.
This year we're doing Lady and the Tramp.
There's a joke there, but I'm not okay.
That's how.
What did?
Are you gonna like come with like noodles in your mouths each?
Yeah, I think we'll make noodles out of yarn. Something I forgot. Wait, what?
The way you said come.
You're gonna come with noodles in your mouth. True. That'll be a hype photo to recreate.
What are you gonna do for the
Why are you making a face, Drew?
What am I gonna do for what?
I didn't say anything.
I said, why'd you make a face?
I didn't do anything.
You what?
I sneezed.
No, you did.
Did you not hear it? Yeah, yeah.
Holy
No, he
shit.
didn't.
Wait, so are you just gonna do the spaghetti yarn thing, or are you gonna do meatballs as well? Like have the plate and all that, or no?
Oh no, I don't want to carry on a plate. Just probably do spaghetti.
What do you mean carry on? We're gonna be at her house.
Yeah, but like, what's
So
the
you're gonna
point?
be attached by spaghetti at the mouth the whole time?
No, probably just tape one to my chest or something. Use it in a picture.
Anyway, so yeah, the rest of us has to go as the Thurple costume. And we thought this would be a great use of our time if we live brainstormed, and Harsha can also pitch in so he can feel involved.
I got a great one.
Okay, mine's awful, so I'm gonna go first. I think we should go as a Blue Man Group, and so I know it's a terrible idea, so somebody else can go now.
I have a good idea. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh,
You may not need to say another idea because it's so good.
okay.
Let's go as the human centipede.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay, it's so stupid.
That was actually your idea. Fuck's sake. I don't know why I'm saying anything because I actually didn't come up with anything. I'm still thinking.
Yeah, of course you didn't. You want to go
Alright,
as
so I guess
trees
we
or
have
something because you want to stand for it, you bitch
one
boy?
idea, I guess, and I'll share my idea.
I had an idea. It was just ass.
Okay, I guess we have one like really cool idea. I think you guys should go as SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward. I think you guys fit those characters really well.
Who's
who?
who?
You guys can figure it out.
No, you
No,
think you fit those
realistic-
characters really well. I want to know. What
Realistically,
Huh?
I feel like
I think I'm-
Squidward absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm
Haran's
Squidward.
Squidward.
I'm Patrick.
No, I'm
Haran-
Patrick, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
Let me-
Christian's
Patrick.
Patrick.
I don't want to be
Christian's
Squidward, bro.
Patrick.
Fuck off.
No,
I'm not Squidward.
dude, you're literally Squidward.
Can I be
You
his
Yeah,
arch
everyone
enemy?
and
You know,
everything.
Haran is like this. Haran's like,
How do you know you have more friends outside of tech than at tech?
that's really Haran.
And then Haran walks really loudly, so it's kind of like that.
Sound suction cups.
Yeah.
I'm not Squidward, bro. Fuck that.
Dude,
I'm
shut the
out.
fuck up. Shut the hell up, you big nose bitch.
I don't even have a big nose.
Would you
I have
rather
a
be
big head.
Squilliam?
I think I have a big head. Oh. Yeah, I'd rather be Squilliam.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Squilliam's the goat.
Wait, no, you go as Squilliam. Tarun can go as Doodle Bob, and then
Doodle
I'll
Bob.
be Patrick's sister.
Who the hell is Patrick's sister?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
It's just another fucking star, dude. Who
Oh.
cares?
That's not a bad idea.
It's the best idea we have so far.
It actually is the best idea we've had so far. I'm trying to think of like famous thruples, you know? When I think of that, I just think about sports, which is stupid.
If you had, so I proposed this as a.
I mean, there's like dumb, and
dumber.
what was it? Dumber, yeah.
Ed and Eddie.
The three idiots, you know, classic.
The other, like the reason I had proposed this is because we're doing some sort of hangout for Halloween, and so there was an option for us to do it. I mean, we don't have to do one. I just thought maybe it'd be fun to dress up together. And if you had said no, the first thing that popped in my head, it's technically sports related, but it's a movie, is Jackie Moon, like the Flint Tropics. But I feel like it was also like really basic at this point. But so I feel like
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll show you a picture.
Okay.
You probably have seen the jersey. I feel like a lot of frat dudes wear it. I feel like it's one of those things that like gets brought out of. It's a Will Ferrell movie, so
Okay. Let's all go as Elf. And I'll be the spaghetti with like M&M's in it or whatever.
I haven't seen the movie in so long.
We should watch it. It's a really good movie actually.
You guys should go
It's a
as
good
inserts.
What
What'd you say?
Minions.
Yeah.
Gotta be Gru.
No, you're the tall one.
I was trying to. Yeah, I mean, like I had also thought about this for like a little while today. Haran, if you weren't, well, I don't know. Haran, if you had third time's a charm. Haran, what would you go as? You know, if you know about. Wow, fourth time is going to be the charm.
What?
I can't formulate this sentence properly.
What would I go as if I know?
Hold on.
No. What would you go as if you had a penis?
Haran, do you know what you'd go as if I had not asked this question about?
So if I was
the
just going by
answer?
like if I was just having a costume by myself.
Yeah.
Oh, what a complicated sentence.
There was no need for that. Stupid. I think I did it when I was younger. But I think I did when I was younger, but I think I'll do Jack Sparrow again because that was a lot of fun. And he's one of my favorite TV characters. Or not TV. Movie characters of all time.
Can you do his accent?
I can't do the accent though. I think it's not even the accent that makes him funny. It's just like his mannerisms. It's like the way he just like moves. I don't know.
Are you gonna do the Assassin's Creed onesie?
No. I think I've exhausted the fuck out of that costume.
Haran, you should go as Velma.
Why Velma?
I don't know. I feel like you could look like her with a wig on, and then I'll go as the van.
You go as the van? Why not one of the people? Literally choosing an inanimate object when we have like 4 other people to choose from in the squad.
No, you know those kids that like go as like Transformers and they like roll up as like a van, but then they turn into like the actual Transformers. I'm trying to be like that.
Yo, we should all be Power Rangers, bro.
No one liked that idea.
No one liked fucking Power
Rangers. I'm thinking about how would you choose colors though?
I don't know, but Harsh is definitely pink.
Haran's red because he went to Stanford.
Harsh is pink because he's the hottest.
But Harsha's already got a costume, man.
Yeah, but this is like the backup if he doesn't like what is.
I have an old blue Power Ranger.
I'll be the white Power Ranger.
Okay.
But what color will you be?
Okay.
We got to move on. We'll update you next week once we've.
No, I feel like we should continue.
I feel like we shouldn't.
We definitely shouldn't. We'll update you guys on maybe next week or the week after the episode on the costume end up.
Because we'll have to have bought it by then.
Probably. Yeah, by then, we would have had to, hopefully.
So be on the lookout for that.
But speaking of costumes, this past weekend, we encountered many people dressed up in costumes. At King's Dominion, actually, if you guys know what that is. It's a theme park in Virginia. They had this event called Fright Night, which they do in the month of October leading up to Halloween. And it's pretty much just like at nighttime, they have a bunch of their workers dress up as scary people, and they just pretty much terrorize everyone in the park. But it was fun. I mean, everyone had a good time, right? True and Harsha, you guys were there with me?
Yeah, I had fun. I think it was better the first time though, so I was a little disappointed.
Yeah. Me and Harsha went in 2019 back in 2019 with some UVA kids for the first time. And that day, compared to this time in October, was a lot less crowded. So like we were able to like go on more rides, and especially at nighttime, like they have so outside of like them like just scaring you on the street while you're walking around, they'll also have like these haunted houses kind of thing, and that you can like go into, and like it's I guess scarier because you're just like in a closed environment, and like lights are off and shit. But yeah, when we went back in 2019, it was a lot less packed, so like we could like go to all these places without any lines. So we really got our money's worth. But this time around, there were like hella long lines because I guess it was still like somewhat nice weather. Maybe
is this the first one they had since COVID?
They probably didn't have it last year, so I guess
maybe that's why.
Yeah. We also went like later in the month. We went like close. We pretty much went in November, or like late October back in 2019. So I think it was colder then. So that's probably why there was less people in line.
Right.
But yeah, I think my favorite part about it is that like since I'm like tall, I can kind of. I guess like it's not as scary when like people aren't scaring you on like on your eyesight level, and I think that's kind of pretty much what I figured out. Like if someone's like about to like scare me and I can like see them directly, like so for me like if someone's scaring below me, I first have to look down and then like I process it, you know. But like if like that's the first thing I see is just like someone in my face, I think it would definitely get me. And so since like
you're tall like the Stanford tree, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we get it. You go to Spain all the time, bitch.
Who?
I don't know.
Asked.
Nice. So back in 2019 when we went, I would just try to like scare people myself, like people in our group, or like at least like I'll anticipate something happening, so then I'll stand on the other side, like wait and like pretty much like point at like the person like to go scare this person because I know like they're gonna get scared. So that's the satisfaction I get out of it. I guess I'm kind of a fucked up individual, but it's fun. It's a good time. I would recommend if you live in the Virginia area to go check it out, at least in the next couple of weekends before it closes. Trini, you look really sad. You good?
Yeah.
I guess we should admit we went earlier in the day, so we went on some rides beforehand. Also long lines then, which kind of a no. But I didn't know that Tarun wasn't like a big roller coaster person. So the first thing we did was to like warm up our stomachs. We went on like one of those pirate ships. I'm sure you guys are familiar with what those are. But this one was like a little more extreme because like it would go like full revolution around,
360,
and it would like hang when you're 180 for like a couple seconds. So that was like the warm up ride, I guess. And me and Tarun held hands on that ride, and it was very intimate. But once he got through that, Tarun knew that he could conquer all the other rides in the park.
Well, we went on 2 other rides after that.
Yeah. Not because we didn't want to go on more. We wanted 3.
Three.
Oh, what am I missing?
The indoor one and then Tumbler. Yeah.
Oh, the indoor one. Yeah.
First of all, can I just say, and this isn't maybe my fault as well, but no one mentioned that the Fast Pass for the lines was like $10 more than the ticket we paid. And if I knew that, I would have paid it in a jiffy. Like, bro, who the fuck? I thought they said that it was $75 more. I thought it was just, but it actually ended up being $75 total, and we paid $65. So who the fuck did that? If you're listening to this podcast and it was you, send me $10, you fucker.
Let me send you $10.
I don't know. I want some sort of compensation for my losses, because not only was I like, it wasn't that bad, but like I had hurt my ankle before, like a couple weeks before, due to some tennis injuries.
Goddamn.
And I probably would have paid $20 or $30 extra if it meant I didn't have to wait and stand in lines for 4 hours in one day. Apart from just like walking around the park in general.
But it's kind of nice because like it gives you time to just like bond with the people that you came with. And just
dude, fuck bond. I am trying to get on the ride, get off the ride. That's it.
You have my attention.
I could have still like, oh dude, it's so stupid. I don't know. I could have just waited somewhere else. I could have called you guys on the phone. Who gives a fuck? It would have been so much more worth it. Anyway. Yeah, I was scared of rides. When I was younger, I was very, very scared of rides. I was generally just a scared person to begin with when I was younger. But this time when I went, because I haven't been to an amusement park in many, 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 many years, I was like, you know what? I have to do it for myself and my younger self. And I have to put myself on these big rides no matter what. So that, number one, I can say I did it. And number two, I felt proud of myself, you know? For the most part, I was scared, but I still went through and I did the biggest one, which was like the Intimidated 305, went 300 miles per hour. It had like 70 seconds of air time where it's just in air free fall.
What is this, a Boeing 747? What is this?
In fact, we went into space and we floated around there for a while and landed back down in a while. No, that was fucking unnecessary.
Such a good ride, man. One of my favorite rides.
It was
let's ride.
You know, it wasn't bad. The only thing is, I wish it wasn't in the dark so that I could see, because I had my glasses on, you know, so I already couldn't see. But then the fact that it was dark too, I could not anticipate any of the turns.
He didn't have his glasses on. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I didn't. Did I say I did?
Yeah, it's okay.
I think you were saying you had glasses on, so you couldn't take, like, you had to take them off when you were
riding. Yeah. I had to take my glasses off before the rides, otherwise they fly off. And
because I had my glasses on, and therefore I couldn't see. They were like, wait, what?
I had to take them off in it, and then it was dark also, so then I could not see or anticipate when the next turn was or how, like, you know, etc. And my head was like fucking going left and right and all over the place and whatnot. Yeah.
I will say about that ride, me and Harsha were waiting to sit in the front, and then Harsha took the first opportunity to just leave me.
You want to know why?
Why, Tarun?
Because his girlfriend was like, his fiance was like, oh, Harsha, come sit with me. Why?
No, she didn't.
Oh, did she not? I thought that's why.
No, I don't want to wait the extra.
Harsha had never spent that much time by himself with me, and he was like running out of conversation. He didn't tell me this, but it's pretty much what I inferred from like, the way it was going.
Yeah, that's
he was running out of like stuff to talk to me about, so he was like, easiest thing is just to rejoin the group and go earlier in the ride. So
I didn't want to wait the extra 20 minutes or whatever.
That's you know what, I respect that more than if you said that you did it for Amrita, because fuck waiting 20 minutes. Dude, we could have paid $10 extra. We could have been there the whole fucking time, stupid.
And whose fault is that, true?
Dude, fuck King's Dominion.
Next time, if we do one of these things, you can also get a fast pass that also gets you faster into the haunted houses too. It's like an extra $10 thing, like not just for the rides.
Yeah, dude.
It's a fright and fast.
What a better experience. We could have been on so many more rides instead of just 4.
I think we did all the rides though. We just have to do
Oh,
them
that's
again.
it?
Yeah,
all
we
the
did
rides
everything.
were closed, to be fair.
Yeah, we did everything. We didn't miss anything.
I mean, we did. There were other rides that we just didn't go on, but
Just like not the big ones. All the big ones. Other ones.
Not the
were closed.
huge ones, but like, yeah. I mean, also, wait, I heard that there were some passes. Maybe it's not for this park. It could be for other ones. But I heard there's some passes where you could pay extra, and then if you want to go again, you can just stay in the cart.
Oh, really?
Oh, I don't think this
Yeah.
one. But,
Maybe not in King's Dominion, but I feel like it's definitely a thing somewhere else. I feel like I've heard that.
maybe.
But yeah, man, I'm proud of myself for going on those rides, even though I was scared. You know,
Yeah, you
it's
did
not.
well,
It's
man.
not often. It's not often like nowadays as an adult that you experience new things for the first time. You know, so I was proud of myself for going through with it, even though I was like, "This is stupid." Also, Haran, like you fucking dickhead, is my first ride, and it was like the one that we were like upside down in the pirate ship. And he was laughing, and then I was like, and then he let go of my hand. I was like, dude, fuck off. And then I hit him, and then I took his hand and I held it again. And I was like, dude, I'm fucking scared right now, you bitch.
I was trying to put my hands up, bro. Fuck.
Dude, shut the hell
I
up.
kept my
If
hands
I-
up front
you had
row
two
all
hands.
the way in Intimidator, bro. I was so happy and proud of myself.
You had 2 hands.
Smiling the whole time. That was
One
actually one of my like best experiences of my lifetime. Sitting front
Yeah?
row there. Yeah.
hand? Oh, not with me?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I sat next to some stranger. I actually finessed my way. I was about to wait for like 4, 5, 6 rides, but then I was like doing the math and I realized the guy I was about to go didn't have a partner. So like the last second I was just like asking like real quick, can I like skip the line to get to him? And eventually right before
Nice.
I got to him. So yeah, this guy also had a friend that didn't want to wait with him. And I was like, I feel that on an emotional level. So then we held
What's
hands
his
up
name?
together.
What was his friend's name? Was it Barsha?
Yeah, it was actually.
Went to go ride with his Beyonce.
I sat in the second row. You know, it's still pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, whatever you're saying, man. Why are you telling me so?
I don't know about Kings Dominion though, but I think for like bigger parks, like Universal and stuff, I think the fast pass is so worth it.
Yeah.
And I would do that.
Bro, I should have
Yeah.
one more question. If the
Yeah.
roles were reversed and Amrita wanted to go in the front of the line, would you wait it with her?
Huh? If Amrita wanted to wait, well, she wouldn't. First of all, and
No,
I'd
I'm
be
just
like,
saying.
No, but that's not the
Oh.
question.
yeah, I probably would have.
Haran, to be fair,
So I'm
knew
telling you,
the- you knew the answer.
I'll ask
You knew the answer
another
before.
question. I'll ask another
You
question.
knew
I'll
the
ask another question. If it was Art that wanted to wait in the front of the line, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
So it's just Amrita.
Wow.
Damn, fuck that guy, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, no. If it's just Amrita, I don't think. I'd
What
wait
if
for
it was like
anyone
a
else.
Make-A-Wish kid that wanted to wait at the front
Yeah.
of the line?
With me? You want to ride with me?
What if it was LeBron's Make-A-Wish kid? What would you do?
Okay, enough of hypothetical questions. There was one more thing I wanted to discuss. Harsha had a legendary basketball performance at the
Oh
park
no,
that
that was
day.
so sad.
Oh, was it one of those?
Fuck that, dude.
Was it the one where they have like the weird shaped rim, or was it the one?
No,
where you have
it
to
was
run
a
around?
I think it was regular. It was just like where you run around. Man,
Yeah.
that was
No,
worst
the rim was
performance of
higher
my-
than
It
normal.
was a 3-point
Rim-
shootout, Christian. I don't know if
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did one of those at Six Flags once. No, there's something fucked up about.
The rim
That-
the rim was slightly higher than the regular ones, and
Yeah.
also the balls were deflated and
Oh.
shit like that.
Oh, the balls
so-
were completely deflated. But
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, other people made it, so I just said badly. But that was my worst performance of my career.
To be fair, like Harsha
But the
wasn't
other
missing that
people that
badly.
went-
He just didn't really get bounces or anything his way.
No, he missed pretty badly. But like the other people that went, they spent like it was $12 per go.
Yeah,
and, like,
bro, that shit's a rip.
yeah, and like you had like basically for each position along the 3-point line, you had like 4 balls or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
$1 for
just
one
so
shot,
people
pretty
know.
much.
Yeah, so you paid $12 for that. And
Ridiculous.
the people that went paid like probably $50, $60, $70, I'm assuming, which is crazy. I mean, it's still less than like if you got all of them in, then you would win a jersey.
Yeah.
But I think the people that we saw, like up until that point, the high score was like 7.
What they get, like a
out of 12
stuffed animal or something?
I think you can get like
No, I
a
don't think they got
a flag or something.
A flag?
Like a big one.
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah.
Okay.
Although the fact that Harsha went was like respected in and of itself because there were so many people watching, and I was like, what the hell?
I didn't even go, so you know.
I
You
feel
should
like
have went, bro.
Yeah, Harad didn't go in Hershey Park either, man.
I ain't a shooter, bro. Bro,
You could've made
if it was a rebound game, I'm there. Bro.
Yeah, you probably could have played the rebound game at the same time I was shooting. You would have won.
Yeah, I will say the fucking announcers for this place was an absolute dickhead, bro.
Bro,
He
they're
was
always
like,
dickheads.
yeah, but I feel like
Bro.
before when I remembered it, they weren't like this savage. Like so, like
Bro, it's so
before Harsha
crazy.
went, he
I mean,
like
have you seen
he like
Harsha
came
shoot
up
a
to her, like he
basketball?
like realized that like we had a whole squad making noise for him, so he was like, and this guy was like feeding into the energy. He was like, oh, like how many think your boy's about to make? And we're like, I don't think I said anything, but someone did Jordan say like 14?
No, I didn't say
14
that.
out of 12?
I didn't say anything. I wasn't
No,
close.
there's a money ball, Christian. So
Oh, yeah.
Jordan said he was gonna get max score, and then the guy was like, the guy looked at Harsha, looked back, and he's like, yo, be realistic. And then like I like 11 or something.
Dude, at one point we were walking past it, and then like this girl was like the commentator or whatever, like the host, and she was like, brick, brick, brick. Shit, bro, you building a house or something? Brick. And I was like, what the fuck? That's so crazy. That's so crazy.
I feel like for those ones, like you have to like you said, like you have to do it like 3 or 4 times to like get a feel for it, and then like that
Yeah.
you'll get your money. It's like gambling, like in real life.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta find your shot.
Gotta pay your money to make your money back. Spend money to make money.
What's crazy was we were leaving at like 10:55, and the park closes at 11, and she was still hustling for like another person to come up and play. She was like, I don't even know what she was saying, but I was like, what the fuck are you still going, bro? Go home. I was like, you made enough of us today. Yeah.
So valiant effort. We'll get him back next time, Harsha. Don't worry.
Let's practice now.
Yeah, we'll do some
Let's-
training. We'll do some training. We'll simulate the real thing, and then
Brick, brick.
yeah. And every next time Harsha just shoots, I'm just gonna yell brick.
Do it anyway.
Next time I'm gonna ask to commentate. But only for people that I don't know.
He's gonna get
I
beat
feel
up.
like you'll get punched.
Yeah, you're asking
no.
beat up.
Why? Why would I say that they wouldn't?
You
You'd
don't
be
garner.
like,
you
oh,
don't
this-
garner respect, bro.
this guy's shooting like Kyler Murray.
This guy should look like Call. Yeah, but he plays Call of Duty, so that's a different.
Oh yeah,
true.
true.
I'd be like, I would just make remarks like, if maybe you could shoot better if you took that dick out of your mouth, bitch boy.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
you're
Oh, girl.
definitely getting punched. They stop shooting the basketball. They just start fucking throwing them at you.
Nah, I don't care, bro. I'd be making $12 a pop, fam.
You're not making it though.
No, commission.
What?
How do you think this business operates?
I get $50 $50% per $50 per $12.
Insane ratio.
Moving on to our last topic.
Oh.
Speaking of moving, a transition for a transition. Yes, I just did that.
Wow.
Christian just moved to Northern Virginia.
Moving
If you listened to the
on,
last episode, you would have
moving
heard us
on
mention
like I
that.
know
If you
you
haven't listened to the last
should.
episode, go listen to that on Spotify
Yeah,
real quick.
it's really not a fun time for me, but it's okay.
I would say it's really not a fun time that episode.
I feel like
I was
that's
that was a
cap,
great
bro. I
episode.
feel like that'd be
I mean,
so
like-
exciting.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the last episode where I just basically
Oh.
got destroyed.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
No,
We got a real insight into what Christian was like back in high school. So if you're ever
Womanizer.
wondering that in your free time, first off, why do you care so much? We don't know you, little
yo,
bro.
if you really want to know that, yo, hit me up, bro.
Why'd you say little bro? What the fuck?
We don't know
What?
you, little bro.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
It's a meme, bro. It's fine. Hey, Christian, please take it away.
Trust.
Tell us.
So yeah, I moved. I moved to Arlington for work. The aforementioned
Virginia.
job. Yes, because you
Not
definitely
Texas.
didn't say Nova already.
Texas.
Oh, okay.
Um, so yeah, I moved for work. I got a job at this. I think I mentioned this briefly like a few episodes ago. I got a job at this financial regulatory place, which is hence why I knew about the crypto stuff. Otherwise, I would have no fucking clue. I had to move pretty quickly. I got the job on like a Tuesday, and then the following Monday, I started remote work from home for 2 weeks, and then I had to be in the office this past week. And the week before, like last week, was my first week in office. And the reason I had to move so quickly was for those meetings that I talked about earlier, which we've been having all week. Well, I guess I should say what I do at this job. I do podcast editing there, which is interesting.
Wow.
To how this.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we got you that job, bitch.
Yeah, for sure. But there is like a minor amount of truth in that, to be fair. And then I do some graphic design and like social media stuff for them. What else do I do? I'm going to be filming some stuff for them eventually. We're going to try and expand the department a little bit. The whole comms department there is like me, my boss, and the assistant director. So that's fun. Could have some cool travel opportunities. I know for sure next year I'm going to Morocco, which is cool. And I'm going to
so sick, man.
Dubai.
I'm so jealous.
At least it's not Spain.
There is an office in Spain.
Close to Spain.
Yeah.
There is an office in Spain, which I may go to at some point, but that's kind of a long-term thing. So suck my cock. Yeah. So
In Morocco?
suck my cock.
Cockmako? I mean, what?
So these meetings this week was like the reason I had to move so quickly was because we have these huge in-person meetings, which they haven't had in person for like 3 years because of COVID. There's like a bunch of speakers and panels and all this shit from like within our organization and like the members of the organization, which is a bunch of like banks and insurance companies, and I don't even know how to describe them, but basically they've been like the sessions start at 8 a.m. and they go until like 5:30, but I have to be there at like 7:30, and I mean, I probably could leave like if I asked my boss, but especially when it's your first like few weeks, you don't want to like be asking to leave early if you don't have a reason other than I just don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So I've been getting up this week at 5:15 a.m., which if you know me, I would probably go to bed around that time, like about a month and a half ago, which I don't know which one's more concerning, but we don't have to address that right now.
Definitely sleeping at 5:15 a.m. It's not even close.
So yeah, I have my own office at our building. I've been doing mostly just photog and graphics for them. I actually, like right before I hopped on to record, I got some feedback. We announced a new chair of our board who's she's taking over in January. And she is the CEO ? She's very important, very front office position at Santander. And her PR team was super happy with the stuff that we did for them today. And her announcement was today. So that was great feedback, to kick it off with the new board chair. I think that's her official title at our place. So that was cool. And then tomorrow's the last day. Tomorrow's Friday for us. And I cannot wait to not be there for 10 hours. Don't really know what else to say. Like, this was all great. I got to meet like all the people because there's offices across the world, hence like all the travel stuff. And we have like staff in like Belgium and Singapore and I don't know, all these other places. And so they all convene here this week. And so getting to meet them in person was cool. Getting to see the people that I work with because we have a hybrid model. And so we only go into the office 2 days a week. And so it's hard to like have like not everybody's in the office at the same time. So you like recognize names, but you don't see them. But so it's been cool to like meet people, even though they're not really my age other than like 5 or 6 of them. But yeah, so that's why I moved. I moved to Southern Arlington. I don't really know how else to describe it.
Might as well just give your address so people can understand where you live.
I'm near Douglas Park, if that means anything to anybody. So if these guys don't know what it means, then you probably don't know what it means. But if you live in the Arlington area, that's a good summary. The best perk of this building, even though it's got a lot of good perks, is that there's a Harris Teeter in the basement, so I don't have to go anywhere to get my groceries.
Have you been doing your groceries there, or have you been going elsewhere?
So Haran helped me like my second day here. We went to
no big deal. You know, I'm a big helper. That's what I do.
Shut the hell up. How's Vinny doing?
Anyway, so
it's just more and more editing work. Shit, I'm sorry.
Haran and I spent like $250 or $300 at Harris Teeter, and I've been getting like a few things there. Like I haven't made like a big grocery trip since, because I also spent like a lot of money at Walmart earlier that day. So I've been like living on budgetary lifestyle since then, which is like it's gonna be 2 weeks now this weekend. But I'm gonna try and go to either Safeway or Giant or something like that and like get the rest of like necessity stuff. But you know, I'm not gonna. I mean, it's convenient. I just gotta make sure because like Harris Teeter's like it's not expensive, but it's not cheap. It's on the cheaper side, but it's still kind of pricey for some of the stuff. But yeah, it's nice. I don't really know what else to say. I like it. This place has like crazy amenities that like I wasn't even looking for, but just given the location and what I'm paying for where I'm living is worth it. Other than not being close to a metro, that's the only downside. So I have to like I told Haran this, but like I've been leaving my apartment this week at 6:30, and I've been getting home at like 6:45 or 7.
Holy shit!
That's crazy.
So
you take the bus and then the metro?
Yeah, this week I was busing to the metro, and it's like an hour commute each way.
What metro is it?
I bused to Virginia Square because this week. I mean, this doesn't matter because by the time this comes out, this will be gone. But like, the thing is at the Reagan Building, and so it's right next to Federal Triangle. So I've been taking that, but I usually get off at McPherson. I mean, it's the same line, so it doesn't really matter. But
are you potentially gonna? I remember you were saying you were thinking about driving to the station. Is that still on the cards, or maybe in the
future? I think I have to look more into that to like make sure that there's spots. But like some of the. I don't know, like especially because like I don't want anything to happen to my car. Not that anything, like I have reason to think that anything would happen, but I feel like I'm gonna be leaving my car there for like at least 6 hours. I have to weigh whether it's worth it or not. I actually don't mind the bus. I think it'll be fine when I don't have to take it at 6:30 in the morning. Like I won't mind taking the bus at like 8:30 because it's fine. I just won't be in such a pissy mood. We'll see how it goes. Like, especially when I'm only going in the office twice a week, I feel like I can deal with it rather than this week where Monday through Friday is just dick in my ass. So,
okay, one quick question before we end.
Oh no,
nothing crazy. I was just wondering because so I guess for people that don't know, you were living by yourself at our apartment in Tech for March 2020. Oh yeah, I guess we had a roommate that was sometimes in the apartment. Who knows? But Christian's pretty much living by himself in our apartment back at Tech from like March 2020 to like July that year, and then since then you were living at home. I guess with your grandmother for a while, not with your mom. Yeah. So it's been like I guess like 2 years of like living with other people, and now you're living by yourself again. Like, how's that transition been? Like, do you enjoy being by yourself again, or is it like do you miss certain things from back home?
I think I miss the accessibility of being able to just like talk to somebody, even though like I didn't take advantage of that a lot, just like the security of it. And I think when I operate, like I tend to overlook some basic things. Like this week I've been like super cognizant of like making sure I lock my door. Not that I haven't locked my door, but just like if I don't do it, nobody else is gonna do it. So like it's like things like that where I definitely go on autopilot sometimes and just like look past things that they're just basic. So that I don't know. I think also the sleep deprivation has not helped this week, but
yeah.
And
we've also only been living by yourself for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I think once I get into the swing of things a bit more, like I still don't have any furniture. That will be a purchase made this weekend. Yeah, I like having my own, like being in control of everything. I know that sounds like kind of a egotistical thing to say, but like I like not having to rely on other people for things. With the job and the, I'm in charge of all the bills, all the utilities. Like I don't have to, like it's more responsibilities for sure, but it's also not like I'm waiting around for somebody to pay my phone bill or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just have a better sense of the situation of everything, so that way I can like make my own budget and start planning for longer term things, which is what I've been wanting to do for a while. So
yeah, I guess all in all, this is a step in the direction of where you want to see your life go. So that's good.
Yeah, I think after this lease is over, though, I'm definitely moving near a metro.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Like the Ashford Metro.
Relax, bro.
That would just be a fucking hour and a half commute.
One of my coworkers, like the assistant director I was talking about, she lives like in DC itself, which I didn't even like consider that when I was moving down, because like I feel like DC like stereotypically is like a super dangerous place to live, or I mean not as dangerous as like Baltimore, but I don't know.
It depends like what where in DC you're at.
Yeah, I feel like I always hear about like, oh, there's a lot of homelessness, or there's a big drug problem in DC, or there's a lot of crime. And I guess all those blanket statements, it all varies from neighborhood to neighborhood, but I didn't even give that a consideration. So maybe that's something I'll look into, but that's a longer term issue. Right now I'm just worried about this place. Getting seating. I'm currently sitting on a chair that has tape on the bottom of it that says Chittaranjan, so it's not my chair.
I didn't know there was tape on the bottom of the chair.
Yeah, so I have the moral guilt of sitting on your parents' chair. But yeah, just slowly making incremental improvements of having basic items. Getting my setup all ready, getting furniture. Yeah, so house party throwdown coming soon, it's gonna be a movie, as the kids say.
We're not fucking old, bro. Chill out.
Hey, you got OC, bro?
That sounds like you're trying to say AC, but it's just
it's gonna be cold in there.
It's actually freezing in here right now. I'm so cold. But yeah, so it's been a fun transition. I like living near more diverse shit. There seems to be a big Hispanic population around here, which is cool. I always hear people speaking Spanish on the bus, so that's interesting. There's a lot of people that, obviously because like I said, it's an international place. There's a lot of people with different backgrounds, and I hear them speaking different languages. Like two ladies who work in the same department that are both like French, and so just hearing them speak French, it's just so like when I hear people speak French, it's like people that spoke French in French class that like it's broken French. Damn, that's kind of rude. But yeah. So but when they're speaking like fluent French, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is like something out of Ratatouille. Holy shit.
Ratatouille is the comparison.
I didn't want to be stereotypical and name something bad. I don't know.
Seems like Les Miserables. That's the only other French movie I know.
Yeah, so I didn't want to do that. But yeah, it's cool to like meet all these different kinds of people with different backgrounds. And even though like I complain about not having people my age in my work, I think it's nice to learn from people with different perspectives. As long as they don't get repetitive, which very well could happen, but we'll see.
Well, on behalf of Trun and Harsha, we just wanted to comment on what you said earlier, that you're like, oh, I don't know like who to reach out to and like bounce off ideas. Don't talk to any of us. We're all busy. So find someone else to talk to. I'm sorry.
All right, guys. So we're gonna end the episode, and we're gonna end the podcast for good.
No, I'm just kidding. We're here. You know, and the listeners here are too. Like, you know, they want to listen to what you have to say.
But that's it. Literally.
Yeah, Amrita, you heard that? You're here too, right?
You're not alone on this transition, man. We're here.
You'll never walk alone.
I walk a lonely road.
All right, so we hope you guys enjoyed this episode of an interesting discussion. Clearly, this is an insane.
Like, Ron, sing the next bar.
I walk alone. That's all I know.
Okay.
In my shadow.
I don't want to put up with this anymore, so I'm ending.
I don't know the words. What are the words, Tarun? You know?
I walk alone.
You just sing the same fucking verse.
If you enjoy what you heard, you should go to a fucking mental institution. But you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Deezer, Calendar, Facebook Messenger, Google Chrome,
Apple Watch,
Balenciaga.com.
The metaverse.
Oh, we'll have our own coin coming out.
Why is the outro so dead?
Because I'm exhausted. So you can also follow us on Instagram at Interesting Discussion. We got all of our guest posts, all of our introductions, and all that kind of stuff over there. It's a great time. Got lots of video content, quote content. It's fun. It's appealing visually and textually. Should be very careful how I say that word. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed. And next week we'll have a guest, and hopefully they're really great because we have no idea who the hell they are right now. So, we'll see y'all then. All right, bye.
Bye.